Anti-India correspondent Dibyendu Mondal joins us live from the Parliament with more. Dibyendu, if you could take us through the details and the importance of the proceedings of today. Shubhanshu Shukla's historic mission will be in spotlight again.
Of course, Shubhendu, the discussion which began yesterday could not be concluded, and the Parliament had to be adjourned with the statement being made by Union Minister for Earth Sciences and Space, Dr. Jitendra Singh, who hailed the achievement of India, after Shubhanshu Shukla, who had stepped foot as a first Indian at the International Space Station. This opens up, a plethora of opportunities for Indians and the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, to have manned mission to the International Space Station from India itself. And also yesterday, Dr. Jitendra Singh did mention on the floor of the House about, India sending a manned mission to the moon by 2040. That would be a giant leap for mankind, for India. Of course, because, for decades after the US had set foot on the moon, there had been no human that had set foot on the moon. But if India is able to achieve that feat, that will be a massive achievement. Not just for India, but for the global community, that once again a man had set foot on the moon. So, of course, India's focus on the space research sector has been immense ever since the last 1 decade, with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi making it amply clear that the government's focus is on the space research arena, as well as the privatization of a lot of instruments and research in the space sector has also been undertaken by the government. But having said this, Shubhendu, it will be interesting to see whether that debate, which had to be abruptly adjourned in the lower house, that was taking place at about 3 p.m. after the Parliament convened after its lunch recess, will it be able to succeed with that debate today again? Because, the opposition's clear strategy is to corner the government on the issue of SIR. And the opposition says that they are not going to budge down on the demand of a special discussion on the SIR, which the government says is not possible because the fact that the matter is currently sub judice in the Supreme Court. So therefore, whether that discussion today takes place on an important matter like this, and whether the opposition allows both the houses of Parliament to function, will be interesting to see when the Parliament reconvenes at 11 a.m.
And the countdown and buzz around the vice presidential elections has also gained momentum, with NDA declaring its candidate.
Well, of course, Shubhendu, the NDA has already declared its candidate. CP Radhakrishnan will be the NDA candidate. And as we speak, there is a meeting currently underway at the Parliament Library building, with all the NDA parliamentarians being part of the meeting. The Prime Minister, as well as the senior leaders of the BJP, will introduce CP Radhakrishnan to all the NDA MPs that is going to cast their vote on the 9th of September, when the vice presidential election happens in the Parliament House. Rajnath Singh has also been appointed as the consensus builder amongst all the political parties, because the NDA as well as the BJP wants that it should be a consensus vice presidential election, trying to bring in the opposition fold into voting for CP Radhakrishnan. But what we are learning from our sources is, of course, the India bloc is, on the other hand, having meetings to discuss their own candidate. But whether that succeeds, or the NDA succeeds in having a consensus candidate, and the election doesn't happen, because if it is a consensus candidate, then the election does not it does not require to hold an election. So whether that happens or not, of course, we'll get to know in a day or two. But the fact that the meeting is currently underway, wherein all the NDA MPs, parliamentarians, will be introduced to CP Radhakrishnan. CP Radhakrishnan will, of course, introduce himself. He has been an accomplished politician as well as administrator. He has been the governor of Maharashtra as well as Jharkhand. He has been serving in Tamil Nadu for a very, very long time. So therefore, the NDA wants that a candidate of a stature like that of CP Radhakrishnan is able to have a consensus amongst all political parties. Shubhendu.
Dibyendu, thank you for those updates.